وصحبه ومن والاه. أما بعد, last morning and yesterday morning we introduced Surah Naaziat. Surah Naaziat is surah number 79 according to arrangements of surah in Qur'an, and we say that it has 46 ayah or ayat, verses, signs and proofs from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We covered 5 first verses. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والنازعات غرقا والناشطات نشطا والسابحات سبحا فالسابقات سبقا فالمدبرات أمرا. فالمدبرات أمرا. All these ayat are referring to malaika executing different tasks that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has assigned them for. So فَالْمُدَبِّرَاتِ أَمْرًا was the last verse where we stopped. This also refers to those angels who are executing affairs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has assigned them to execute, but obediently. And ayah that explain that malaika will never disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there. لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم لا يعصون الله. They do not disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in whatever command Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded them to execute. وَيَفْعَلُونَ مَا يُؤْمَرُونَ. Malaika will always do what Allah has commanded them to do. Ayah number 6, يَوْمَ تَرْجُفُ الرَّاجِفَةُ. يَوْمَ تَرْجُفُ الرَّاجِفَةُ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, on the day when the quaking blast will come to pass. The quaking blast. This is referring to what? We said some mornings ago that when you come to كيف تفسر القرآن, how Quran is interpreted, and we mentioned 5 different ways, right? Or levels of interpreting Quran. And one of them is that Quran interprets itself. So, يَوْمَ تَرْجُفُ الرَّاجِفَةُ, when the quaking blast will come to pass. This is taking us to Surah Al-Zumar. وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَصَعِقَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَنْ فِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَّا نعم إِلَّا نعم. So this is taking us to the first blowing of the trumpet. Okay, that will shake, okay, the universe and will end everything except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to be spared. That is why there is harfu al-istinaf, illa ma sha Allah, illa man sha Allah. So yawma tarjufu rajifa. So the quake, okay, that quake, that quaking blast is coming to pass. So everything is brought to an end except those who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills or decrees to spare. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says tatba'uha radifa, followed by the second blast. This also takes us to the same surah. وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَصَعِقَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ. Then Allah says ثُمَّ نُفِخَ فِيهِ أُخْرَى فَإِذَا هُمْ قِيَامٌ يَنْظُرُونَ. Then the second blowing will follow, and this is a blowing of resurrecting people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will resurrect people by the second blow of the trumpet. So these are the ayat. You can imagine, you can see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking us for that journey, how malaika are removing souls of the evil souls, with harshness, right? Now, yeah, Sheikh Lilia says with aggression. Yeah. So you can see how it's removed harshly, right? And then you can see how the arwah, the soul of the believers, is also removed, but with ease and gently. And then it goes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, sending a message that there are malaika who are traversing between the heavens, they are serving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some of them are taking our a'mal, some of them are descending down, executing different tasks. And then it goes that there are the angels who are executing the affairs as they are commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then straight you can see the connection between removing souls and qiyam and resurrection. For ayat of resurrections are full in Qur'an. From Surat al-Fatiha, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. Allah is reminding you. And even da'wah of Anbiya and Rusul. They conveyed at-Tawheed. وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. But Rasul is standing on As-Safa in Makkah, and he is inviting Ahlul Makkah. What is he telling them? He's telling them that أَنْقِذُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ مِنَ النَّارِ. A portion of what he told them, أَنْقِذُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ مِنَ النَّارِ. He's inviting them to at-Tawheed. They're still living here, but he takes them straight to Qiyamah. أنقذوا أنفسكم من النار إني نذير لكم بين يدي ساعة من عذاب شديد. And of course the first one to reject him is his own uncle, right? Some were quiet, some said let us give it a thought. Lakin his uncle Abu Lahab is rejecting him on the spot. فقال تبا لك يا محمد كما جاء في كتب السيرة ألهذا جمعتنا. فأنزل الله سورة ماذا؟ تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب. So Qiyamah is such a big thing, and Qiyamah should disturb al-uqul, and it should disturb lives, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has assured us that it's gonna come to pass. And a mu'min, you can see how detailed Qiyamah is, stage after stage if you come to ayat, and stage after stage when you come to ahadith and sunan of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A Muslim should know his journey. Just like we travel to America, we travel to Europe, we travel, fil bilad, Mamlaka, Saudiya, Philippines, and you want to organize your trip, right? Booking ticket, which hotel you're going to land here, which airport, who is going to receive you, what about Uber there, how much does it cost, how many days you're going to stay. Our journey to Akhirah has been detailed more than all this. A Muslim has to think with death, and a Muslim has to think with ma ba'da al-maut. يَوْمَ تَرْجُفُ الرَّاجِفَةِ تَتْبَعُهَا الرَّادِفَةِ. What is going to be the state of the deniers, the rejectors of faith? قُلُوبٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ وَاجِفَةٌ. قُلُوبٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the deniers' hearts on that day, قُلُوبٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ وَاجِفَةٌ. The hearts of the deniers will be trembling in horror. The hearts of the deniers, of the rejectors of faith, kuffar and mushrikun, will be trembling in horror. You want to talk about terrorizing day? Is that day. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in another ayah, فَذَلِكَ يَوْمٌ عَسِيرٌ عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ غَيْرُ يَسِيرٌ. Lakin for a mu'min, it will be easy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it easy. Now, a surah that each one of us knows, when the first trumpet is blown, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is summarizing what is going to be the situation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about إِذَا زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ زَلْزَلَةً. The quake. This is the quake of the of that blast. إِذَا زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ زِلْزَالَهَا وَأَخْرَجَتِ الْأَرْضُ أَثْقَالَهَا. Of these earthquakes that are taking place now, not for Qiyamah, if it hits Denver for 5 minutes, what do you think? What is going to happen? 5 minutes, eh? If it passes, may Allah save us. May Allah protect us from all this. Like if it hits, how do you call it? Downtown through Aurora for just 3 minutes. Have you seen what has been the condition of people when it passes for a few seconds? So-called mighty countries, Japan, advancing technology, I don't know. Our America, every year there is something that happens. America is a little bit big. If not hurricane, is now. If not that, you know, all these tornadoes and subhanallah. Now, these earthquakes, for now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing us that, can you imagine what is going to take place in future? And that one is so horrifying to the extent that, look at the difference. This one, if it passes, then what is going to happen with the houses? They're going to be destroyed, roads will be destroyed, right? That one, if you want to know how horrifying it is, إِذَا زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ زِلْزَالَهَا وَأَخْرَجَتِ الْأَرْضُ أَثْقَالَهَا. Yani things that are buried where? In the earth will be brought. No?
Brought out.
Will be brought out. So you can imagine. وَقَالَ الْإِنسَانُ. People out of confusion and desperation will say, what's going on? What is the matter with this day? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing the situation in another ayah again. وَتَرَى النَّاسَ سُكَارَى وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى. Yani you will see people drunkard when in real sense they are not. They did not drink anything. What is making them to be in that situation? وَلَكِنَّ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ شَدِيدٌ. It is because of the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is severe. This is not a day that anyone should play with. It should not, especially a mu'min. This is not a day that somebody should ignore in your daily life, daily budget. Every second when you think of, today I'm going to do this, know that your qiyamah can start. Some ulama says that al-qiyamah to qiyamatan. Some scholars say that there are two qiyamas. One is al-qiyamah to sughra wa qiyamah to al-kubra. They say qiyamah to sughra starts with death. Now, and whoever dies, faqad qama aw faqad qamat qiyamatuhu. Some scholars say that. Now, فلذلك ولكن عذاب الله شديد إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها وقال الإنسان ما لها يومئذ تحدث أخبارها. It goes on that the day when the earth is going to reveal its information. Can you imagine that the earth is going to talk and speak? You don't need to have a mouth to speak. Yani mouth is amana that Allah has given you, so use it well. Don't use it for ghiba. Don't use it to destroy others. Don't use it to be a shahid, a zur. Do not misuse it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made things to speak without mouth. One of them time is coming. يَوْمَئِذٍ تُحَدِّثُ أَخْبَارَهَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that on that day, the earth is gonna reveal its information. What message do we get until then? That when you think that you are disobeying Allah and the human beings are not seeing you, you know to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Wallahu shahidun ala ma ta'malun. Allah is a witness. Malaika are witnesses. Those who are made to be around you, right? To accompany you. Also, the creation around you are witnesses, and the earth is also another witness. And the proof is this ayah. يَوْمَئِذٍ تُحَدِّثُ أَخْبَارَهَا. This earth is going to reveal the information. And people are going to say, how are you talking against me? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يعني بِأَنَّ رَبَّكَ أوحالها. The earth is going to speak in the language that you understand, because your Lord Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will command and instruct the earth to speak. When Rasulullah recited this ayah, he asked Sahaba, Atadruna ma akhbaruha? Atadruna ma akhbaruha? Do you know the information that the earth is going to reveal on the day of Qiyamah? قالوا الله ورسوله أعلم. Sahaba said that Allah and His Messenger knows best. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فإن أخبارها أن تشهد على كل عبد أو أمة بما عمل على ظهرها. The witness and the testimony that the earth is going to reveal is when the earth is going to testify on behalf of, it's going to testify against every slave and what? Male and female, right? And the earth is going to testify regarding what we did while walking and staying on earth, which means the earth is watching us. Now, if you think CCTV is more, how do you call it? Advanced. Have you ever thought of, without CCTV, that the earth is, you were created from the earth. Allah brought you to live on the earth, and the earth is another big CCTV of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shibhul CCTV, bigger than that, right? The earth is going to testify. So Rasul told them that the earth is going to testify on everything that you did, and the earth is going to say, عملت كذا وكذا في يوم كذا وكذا فذلك أخبارها. The earth is going to tell you, hey, you remember that day? You did this and this on such and such day. So Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that is the information that the earth is going to reveal. يومئذ تحدث أخبارها بأن ربك أوحالها. I think that we stop here. Inshallah, we continue another day. 3 verses. We started from يوم ترجف الراجفة تتبعها الرادفة قلوب يومئذ واجفة أبصارها خاشعة. Their eyes, with their eyes, as their hearts are trembling, right, in horror, but also with their eyes cast down, so humble that they cannot look up. With humiliation, their eyes will be cast down. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from this horrifying moment. Barakallahu fikum. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika. La ilaha illa anta. Astaghfirullah.